Well, spring football is in full swing here at UND, so why not check in with the head coach during spring ball? I'm, of course, talking about head coach Eric Schmidt. Thanks for your time and thanks for chatting with us. 4 months in now, back with the program, of course, this time with the head coaching title. What's it like for you as you're finally able to kind of put your stamp on things?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm pretty familiar. Obviously, I've been here a number of times, and the cool part has been able to see this place evolve in a lot of really good ways here, especially recently. So, we haven't really used the word transition. It's we wanted to start fast with everything we're doing. We haven't used the word transition. I think the guys have been really, really good as far as, embracing some of the changes that we've made and really, diving in head first. And I think, I credit our assistant coaches too as well with, building some relationships. We started here, really for the first 2 weeks when we got here and didn't even really talk about football with them that much. Just wanted to get to know who they were as people, why they were here, what their goals were and things like that. And then as we got to know them a little bit better, then we started talking about the football piece and, where we thought they fit and what we were doing. And then once they thought like, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for, I'm all in, then we hit the ground running after that.
Well, one of the first things that I noticed, especially coming into practice, was the energy, not just from the coaches, but from the players as well. Is that something that you really wanted to implement right out of the gate?
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, if you're going to get better off it, it's all about the environment that you can create. And we talk a lot about, you use the word energy. That's the same word we use. And for us, that's having the right effort and the right focus. Every single play, every single day that we come out here, it's relentless pursuit of continuous improvement is what we talk about with our guys. And inch by inch, just trying to get better and go 1-0. So yeah, I think that's a huge piece of it. You have to be able to get out here. You got to be able to take advantage of the time that you're on the field because we don't get, near enough time as compared to, other sports and things like that as far as, practices and all that kind of stuff. So I've been happy with, the guys have come out here. They got a starving mindset and want to get better, and you can tell that we've made some, some improvements here and some jumps as far as where we're at now compared to where we were day one.
Well, it's crazy to think, too, that we're already in the 4th week of spring ball. What are some things that you're maybe putting emphasis on at this point of practice?
Yeah, I think one thing now, we've really compared it to a game. So the first 5 practices, we talked about starting fast, that we've got to be able to do a good job, that right when we get out here, that we have the right energy, that, we're doing things at a high level right away. And then as we've gotten to these middle practices now, we've talked about the middle 8. In a game, we want to be really good. The 4 minutes before halftime, the 4 minutes coming out of halftime, and that's really kind of the part of spring ball we're in right now. And then eventually we'll get to the finish phase. But right now, like the installs have all kind of gotten a lot easier. They're a lot smaller, so it's about the details now and really getting better at the fundamentals of every single scheme and being able to detail everything up. And I think that's the biggest thing for us right now is just polishing what we're doing. Really doing a good job with the fundamentals, and then making sure that how we run our operation, how we run our practices, just everything with our performance team, just the day in, day out, guts of your operation. Like guys should be able to gain some belief and confidence off of how things are going and how clean everything's run. So I've been happy with that, and obviously we got a long ways to go here yet, but definitely like the guys' energy.
You've definitely been busy during this stretch as well, going out to get recruits and shaping the future of this program. What's it been like for you during that process? Yeah,
it's been awesome to get our message out. Once again, I think it's really important who you surround yourself with. Our assistant coaches have done a great job of building real relationships, selling this place and what we're about. And I think, it's not only recruiting, it's finding the right guys that you can retain, too, as well. Guys that want to come here, they're buying into the vision and what it is, and they want to come here because they feel like, hey, these are the guys that can help me get to my goals. These are, the coaches and the players that we feel like, if I come here, I'll be the best version of me at the end of the day. So it's been really positive. Obviously, those are things that are ongoing every single day that, we need to get out and do a good job of out relationshiping, all the competition and making sure guys feel like, hey, like I'm a priority, when I step on campus here.
Plenty of new faces when you walk around this facility as well, including 7 new coaches. How are they adjusting to those new roles?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I just think, the first meeting we had and how quiet the room was and really, all the players trying to figure out, what were the team rules, what was acceptable, what wasn't, and now to be able to go in those rooms and see the relationships that are made between players and coaches, and those guys understanding that, hey, the guys that are here are, we want to partner with you. Our coaches want to make you the best version of you. How we figure that out, is as we go through the process here. But I've been super excited just, as far as, the details in the meetings, getting all the gray out of there. And like I said before, like I think the biggest thing that a coach can do right now is obviously teach the fundamentals and do a great job with the schemes, but it's being able to create some belief, being able to create some confidence in our players, and I can start to see that coming out.
You talk about some of the juggling going on. You're one of the people that's juggling being a defensive coordinator along with head coach. I know that's a title that you're also proud of. Why is that something that you wanted to take on, being the D coordinator as well?
Yeah, I just thought, most of the guys that I've been around here on the defensive side, we've been together at some point in time throughout our careers, but wasn't necessarily last year. So I thought just making sure that we, got everything taught and installed the right way the first time, that we didn't have to reteach anything, that, our guys, once again, felt really good about, the teaching process and how we installed all the defenses and made the calls and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely feel confident that, at some point here, we'll be able to, turn over the reins off of it to one of our assistants. I think there's a number of guys on the defensive side that are more than capable. But the good part about right now is, I'm able to really, be hands-on with a big part of our team and make sure that, I think when you do that, you get a great pulse of the guys, and what they're thinking and what they're saying and that kind of stuff. You're not just, sitting in an office all day and sitting in front of a computer. Like, I got to get out to the meetings. I got to, be able to be able to get in the special teams meetings and in the offensive meetings. So it's been awesome. Like I said, I think really important for us to be able to get this in the right way the first time. And so far, I've been, really proud of the way our defensive coaches have been able to be able to learn it and then teach it to our defensive players, and the way those guys have attacked, the process of learning it too as well.
Switching from defense to offense, I know a big question mark, of course, coming into the season is the quarterback position, among many, but let's start at least with the QBs. What's impressing you most about this group so far? Yeah,
I think they're all evolving yet right now. Like, I think the leadership part of it is something I'm starting to really see. Jerry, Javance, even Jack, I think there's definitely, really good competition there. Day in and day out, I feel like they understand that, hey man, like the play in, play out of being able to run the offense, I think is probably something that we've really stressed with those guys, to try to be as consistent as they can, and that's really what we talk about those guys with and in our entire team, but especially that position group is, hey man, we're going to value consistently good over occasionally great, and I think that's what we're looking for. Like I said, the down in, down out execution of those guys being able to run the operation, because they're all athletic, they're all natural throwers of the football. They can do all those things. Not to say we don't have to work on some of our skill development yet, but I think the biggest thing is just commanding the huddle, playing and play out, being really, really consistent, driving the offense. And, I think, all those guys have taken steps, in the right direction. And we're going to make a decision once we feel like somebody's separated themselves. But, at this point, we just don't have a big enough sample. And we want those guys, to be able to all get their opportunity to show what they can do. And then we'll make a decision once we feel like it's the right time.
And with so many new sets of eyes on these players, whether they're returning or new players, are you seeing the compete to fight for a roster spot with really high intensity? Yeah,
I think that's the one cool part for the guys that maybe were 2s and 3s in the past. It's an entire new evaluation. And I think any organization that you're in, like, you want to be able to to have to be competitive in order to keep your spot. And I think if you're a guy who has a goal of playing on the next level, obviously every single day, you're fighting to be able to stay on a roster and to be able to keep your job. And that's no different, for what we're doing right now, whether that's, offense, defense, special teams, whether it's, fighting to, to be able to get a number, like whatever it is, like we're constantly trying to foster as much competition throughout our roster as we can.
I want to ask you about guys fighting for the number. That's something really cool that I think that you're doing. Fighting for that elusive 0 through 9 jersey number. Can you kind of explain what that's about?
Yeah, we started it out as, hey, we're gonna really value the 7, the 0, and the 1 just because of the area code of North Dakota, and something that we've branded here, that we really think it's like our image as far as who we feel like we want to be. We really feel like it's that that area code obviously represents a lot of tough, hardworking people. Like, that's who we want to be, as a football team too as well. And those are the numbers that, are really going to be the guys that we feel like are the most consistent, the guys who exemplify exactly what we want you to be on and off the field. And then that carried over into, all the other single digits, just the amount of guys that had requested those numbers and wanted to be able to wear those numbers. And we just felt like, hey, all right, like if you want the number, then you have to earn it. And, we're grading those guys every single day. I think that's the one thing that, has been a change here. And I think the guys really like it, is just the accountability. That we are grading them. They're getting feedback. We have a thing that we call the starving board in the weight room, where we're, no matter what part of their life, academically, nutritionally, strength conditioning, football wise, obviously too as well, they're receiving a grade and getting feedback. So the guys who who get it done, who are doing exactly what we tell them to do, who are executing their jobs, those will be the guys that wear those uniforms.
And as you're settling now into this role, what is exciting you most?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, right? Just the, like I said before, just the, the relationships that are being built. Just watching guys go from, maybe guys that didn't know if they could play at this level, that didn't know if they could play at the next level, and just, seeing the confidence that they have now, and how much they've improved in the last 4 months, and that goes to all the people that are in our program. Like we don't want just the the best coaches. It's all the helpers and the supporters and all the people that pour into these guys every single day. And when all those people in your organization bring the right energy, and that's the big ask that I say every day. Like, hey man, you got to bring the right effort and focus every day throughout the entire organization. It's just it just fosters the right learning environment, and people are starting to get better and better and better every single day. So that's the part that's been the coolest so far, and obviously it's something that's a process. It's got to continue on here throughout the spring and into the summer, but definitely feel like our process and what we're doing is something that we all believe in, and our players have bought into too as well.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for letting us in and get an eye in at spring ball, and enjoy the rest of the way, and we'll chat more in the off season.
Sounds good. Thank you.